Hi everyone, I'm Kana and you're watching Made by Kana. If you're new to my channel, would love a like, subscribe. Today we're gonna make the super cute and very sought after Folklore cat, the Taylor Swift Folklore cat. It's Benjamin the cat wearing the cute little Folklore cardigan. And it's a cute little plushie. The size I made, he sits at about 6 inches when sitting. Just a little bit before we start, it's a relatively low sew project, so minimum sewing. We start by making the 2 legs, the arms, and the tail. I haven't done the tail yet, but today we'll do the tail together. So 1, 2, 3, 4 legs, tail, which are made separately and then crocheted onto the body. And then the head is crocheted separately. The muzzle and the head are the same piece. The ears are crocheted separately. Then the muzzle details are embroidered on. The eyes are also, the blue detail is also embroidered on, and then 10mm safety eyes. The coloring on the face, that's done by using a brush and applying some pigments on. I used shades of brown of eyeshadow to give it this kind of blended look. Yeah, so let's get started. For this project, I use a 4.5mm hook. You'll need a pair of scissors, polyester stuffing. The yarn used is worsted weight, number 4. So the cardigan itself, this is just regular acrylic yarn in worsted medium weight number 4 yarn. The color of this is, it's called Aran, A-R-A-N. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. This is a dark gray. And so this yarn that I used is Bernat yarn. Also is the Loops and Thread Impeccable yarn. And then so there's also other yarns, Big Twist, any of those will be good. So for the cat, I use white yarn all over. It's a velvet yarn. I think velvet and chenille is Chenille? Chenille. Chenille is kind of like a similar to plush, similar to velvet. I prefer it over the blanket yarn. This velvet yarn comes in regular medium weight number 4 yarn and chunkier number 5 and number 6. So with the 4.5mm hook, I'm using number 4 weight for the cat. So see, this is number 4 and usually they suggest using a 5mm hook, but today I'm using a 4.5mm hook because I think for the plushies it's nicer to have a tighter stitch. Okay, so let's start with making the arms. So you'll need to make two arms. Usually when I make the plushies with worsted yarn, I would 100% do a magic circle, but with this plush yarn, it's very often difficult to make a magic circle. It's definitely a yarn problem, not a you problem. When you do a magic circle with this kind of yarn, it breaks and the fluffy stuff comes off, so it's just a huge pain. So instead, do the chain 2 method chain, slip knot first on the hook, and chain 1 and chain 2. I like to use just a scrap piece of yarn to mark the first stitch. It works for me because they call it a running stitch marker. So basically every end of every round you just flip this back and forth, and then it will mark that first stitch of the round. So round 1, we're going to do 6 single crochets into the first chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This kind of fluffy velvet yarn, you will find it a bit challenging if you're a beginner because you can't see the stitches. I suppose I'm just used to it, so I feel for it, like I feel the individual stitches, and I kind of, my only suggestion will be to count every single stitch. And at the end of the round, if your stitch count is off, then you just have to redo that round. I don't have any better suggestions other than that because I have the same problem as well. So I will count every single round when I'm crocheting, and like everyone else, I will lose count from time to time. So don't be frustrated, and just, yeah. You'll figure it out. Okay, so for round 2, we're going to do 6 increases. At the end of the round, you'll have 12 stitches. So 1 increase, 2 increase, 3rd increase, 4th increase. So increase as in 2 stitches in each, two single crochets in each stitch. 5th increase, and the 6th increase. So at the end of that round, I flip this tail back over to the other side. The 3rd round, we're going to do 2 single crochets and an increase all the way around. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, and an increase. 1, 2. And again, repeat that all the way around. 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, and an increase. One, 2, and an increase. 1, 2, and an increase. All right. So flip it back. Round 4, we're going to do 16 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So I forgot to mention, when I make plushies, I usually do the yarn under method, and rather than the conventional yarn over method. But for this plushie, with this kind of yarn, I'm doing yarn over because I find with the yarn under technique, it's too tight and it makes it harder to crochet with this type of yarn, just from my own experience. Okay, so moving on to round 5, we're going to do 1 single crochet and a decrease now. So 1 single crochet, and usually I would do an invisible decrease, but honestly, you can't see the stitches with the fluffy yarn, so I'm going to do just a regular decrease. So we did 1 single crochet, and now we're going to do a decrease. So that's 2 stitches together. 1 single crochet and a decrease. 1 single crochet and a decrease. 1 single crochet and a decrease. 1 single crochet and a decrease, and then you'll end the round with 1 single crochet. Okay, so round 6, we're going to do 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and a decrease, followed by 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then a decrease, and finishing off the round with 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. So the good thing about a running stitch marker with the scrap yarn is you can see this where the seam would have been, and if you realize you made a mistake like 6 rounds in and you want to go back, you can actually remove your stitches up to a certain row and know where that end of the row is, versus if you use those little plastic clips, it will be almost impossible to go back and fix a certain round. So that's another reason why I like using a piece of yarn. Okay, so we just finished round 6, and round 7 to round 10, we're doing 9 single crochets in each round. So a total of 4 rounds of 9 single crochets. So I just did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Oh, I might have also forgotten to mention the yarn brand I'm using is Bernat Baby Velvet yarn, and this yarn is actually discontinued. So these are expensive discontinued cats that I'm making for my customers. There are substitutes. Loops and Thread has some good yarn, and then I think Hobby from Denmark, they have some nice plush yarn. So but this is the yarn I'm using for now while my supplies last. Okay. And one more thing. If you were to, say, use bulky yarn, like number 5 yarn, you would have to increase your hook size, and then also increase your hook size when you do the cardigan so that everything works out. Okay, anyways, that's just a side note. So round 8 now, same thing, 9 single crochets all the way around. And I'm just going to meet you back at the end of round 10. 7, 8, and 9. That's the end of round 10. So you can see the rows, you can count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 rounds. Right now we're going to finish off this, so we don't need this anymore. It's super easy. You just pull out your stitch marker, and then we're going to stuff the little arm. You might wonder, it looks kind of small, but just trust the process. I had designed it so that there's no sewing required, so that's why it's a little bit short right now, and you will see why later on. I mean, like, you will see that it works out later on. So when you stuff it just in the bottom paw part, and then leave this armpit section where you join to the body unfilled, if you know what I mean. Like, basically there's no stuffing at the end here. So we finished round 10. We stuffed the arm, stuffed the paw. Now we're going to fold it in half and then close this with 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there's 4 stitches along the top of this little arm. You don't need too long of a tail for this because we are not sewing. We're going to crochet directly onto the body later. So that's one arm. We're going to make another one. So I have my 2 little arms ready to go. Next we will work on the tail. We're gonna do same thing, chain 2 for the magic circle. 1, 2. Put my handy dandy stitch marker here, and we're going to crochet 10 single crochets into that first chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Did I say 10 earlier? I meant 8. 8 single crochets. Okay, and flip this to the front. Now we're going to do 3 single crochets. One, 2, 3, and then an increase. 1, 2, 3, and an increase. So we have 10 single crochet, 10 stitches all the way around. And we're going to, so that was end of round 2. Round 3 to round 21, which is a total of 19 rounds. We're going to make 10 single crochets around to make this long tail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oops. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So keep going. That was round 3. Go all the way to round 21. So I have 18 rounds left now. And I will meet you at the end of round 21. So this is the end of round 21. I'm going to pull out the stitch marker. You are more than welcome to, in the beginning, do a few more increases and make the tail wider. But this was what I decided to go with. Use a pen or pencil to stuff the tail. If you so desire, you can also use some, what's it called? One of those pipe cleaners, that's right. A pipe cleaner to put into the tail so that it's gonna be, it'll hold its shape. I sometimes like to do that. Make sure the stuffing is even and not lumpy. Stuff a little bit more. Okay, that looks good. Make sure it's not lumpy. Nobody wants a lumpy tail. It's very cute. Okay, then we're going to fold this in half. Fold this in half and do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, we don't need a long tail for this because we're going to crochet this directly onto the body. So cute. I don't know why a tail looks cute to me. Okay, the legs, same thing. Chain 2 and then use the stitch marker, and we're going to start off with 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oops, and 6. And that's round 1. Round 2, we're going to do 6 increases to make a total of 12 single crochets. So 1 increase, 2 increase, 3rd increase, 4th increase, 5 increases, and 6. Okay, that's round 2. So now round 3, we're going to do a single crochet and an increase all the way around. 1, increase, 1 single crochet and an 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 increase. Round 4, we're going to do 2 single crochets and an increase all the way around. 1, 2, and an increase. 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 So you made 6 increases in that one. So now we have 24 stitches, and we're going to make 24 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Then we're going to do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to do 8 decreases. 1 decrease, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So that was 8 decreases. And then we're going to finish round 6 with 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Round 7 to 9, there will be 16 stitches for 16 single crochets. So round 7 is 16 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So that was round 7. 8 and 9, we do the same thing with 16 single crochets, and I will meet you back at the end of round 9. 1, 2, 14, 15, and 16. So that was the end of round 9. Round 10, we are going to do 2 single crochets and a decrease all the way around. 1, 2, and a decrease. 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 Round 11, we will have 12 stitches, so we will do 12 single crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, we are done this. We're gonna stuff this the same way we stuffed the arms. So we're just gonna stuff it until the toes are stuffed, but not the whole leg, if you know what I mean. So it should have kind of a shape like this, kind of like a little golf club. So the opening here should have no filling. So this stitch marker is at the back, middle of the back of the foot. And then this bump here, these are the toes of the foot. So we ended off end of round 10, or sorry, round 11 here. And where we want to bring we want to do another 4 single crochets until we get to the end of this when we fold it in half, in order to close this in this orientation. So we're just doing 4 more single crochets. One, 2, 3, 4. It should be about 4. You can double check to make sure that your seam is in the middle of the foot, and when you fold it in half it looks about like this. So after we fold it in half, we're going to single crochet through both sides to close off the foot. 4 single crochets to close it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Can finish off the foot. And pull up the stitch mark. So we have 1 foot and then another foot to go. Okay, so we finished 2 of these little legs. We've got 2 little arms and the tail. So now we're ready to crochet the body and attach those body parts to the body. So we're going to start the body with chain 2. 1, 2. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. It looks like a lot of stitches there, so make sure your stitch marker is not hidden for when you start round 2. Okay. After the first round of 12 single crochets, we're going to do 1 single crochet and 1 increase all the way around. One and an increase. 1 and an increase. 1 and an increase. 1 and an increase. 1 and an increase. Okay, that's the end of round 2. Round 3, we're doing 1 single crochet first, followed by an increase, then 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and an increase, 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 and we end round 3 with 1 single crochet. That's the end of round 3, and you should have 24 stitches. Now we're doing 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and an increase, 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 1, 2, 3, increase, 1, 2, 3, and an increase. Okay, this is round 4. Round 5, we'll do 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and then an increase, and then 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and an increase, then 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and an increase, then 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and an increase, and then another 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, increase, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and an increase, and finish off with 2 single crochets. Alright, so there should be 36 single crochets at the end of round 5. Now we had end of round 5 we had 2 single crochets, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull those 2 out. 1, 2, don't pull too much, just 2, and we're actually going to crochet the tail onto the last 2 stitches of the last round and the first 2 stitches of round 6. So go ahead and crochet those 4 stitches. So last 2, 1, 2, and the first 2 stitches of round 6. 1, 2. And then we're okay, so we did the 4 in the 5th round and 2 in the 5th round, 2 in this current round 6. And then we're going to do 8 more stitches because we did 2 there already, for a total of 10 stitches in this first round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then, as you can see, this is the inside of the body. This is the tail. Then the legs will go on like this, and we're going to go through 5 stitches of the leg, 5 in this belly area, 5 through the second leg, and then 11 to finish off the round. So while orienting the toes facing up, we're going to hold the 2 pieces together like this and crochet 5 through the legs, the first leg and the body. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then 5 through the body. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So just to do a quick check here, this is the front of the body, the leg, and the other leg here. Do another 5 through the legs and the body. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then finish off round 6 with 11 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we should finish off at the middle of the tail there. Okay, round 6, sorry, that was round 6, and 36 stitches all the way around. And round 7 and 8, 2 rounds, we're going to do 36 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 35, 36. So that was 36 stitches, ending of round 8. Now we're going to do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease. And we'll repeat that all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease. Oops, decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease. And this is the last set. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease. Rounds 10 and 11 will be 30 stitches all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 27, 28, 29, and 30. So that was 30 stitches at the end of round 11. We just finished making 2 rounds of 30 stitches, rounds 10 and 11. Now we're on round 12, and we're gonna make 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and a decrease. 1, 2, 3, and a decrease. 1, 2, 3, and a decrease. 1, oops, 2, 3, and a decrease. 1, 2, 3, decrease. 1, 2, That was the end of round 12. Rounds 13 and 14, we're doing 24 single crochets. 2, 3, 4, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okie dokie, that's the end of round 14. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Excellent. So round 15, we're doing 2 single crochets and a decrease. 1, 2, decrease. 1, 2, and a decrease. 1, 2, and a decrease. 1, 2, and a decrease. 1, 2, and decrease. Oops. Decrease. 1, 2, and decrease. Okay, so round 16, we're going to attach the arms, and they'll be like this on the sides. So we're going to crochet 4 single crochets through the body, 4 through the arm and the body, 6 in the front belly, 4 single crochets through the arm and the body. That will be a total of 18 stitches. So you may say, why does the arm end at the end of the round? Well, this stitch marker, because we're doing yarn over, it will eventually slant this way. So this is no longer in the middle, in case anybody is wondering. So we're gonna do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I guess if you were to crochet using yarn under, you will have to make adjustments depending on where your seam is. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 6 in the belly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I suppose this is not the belly anymore, it's the front of the neck. We have 4 stitches left to go through the arm, the second arm. One, 2, 2, 3, and 4. So this time we want to finish off with a long tail because so it's symmetrical. Yep, okay. and the seam, the stitch marker is now at this side of the body, not at the back middle. So we're going to leave about 12 inches just so the head up. You can stuff the body now and take out this stitch marker. The body's so cute. Makes me giggle. Look at it, it's so cute. Now I just need to finish the head. Super cute little thing. Even cuter with the head, obviously. For the head, we will do a magic circle with the chain 2 method. Chain 1, chain 2. And put my little scrappy yarn. And we're going to do 10 single crochets into that first chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oops, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. For round 2, we're doing 1 single crochet and an increase all the way around. So 1 single crochet and an increase. 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 1 single crochet. And an increase. In round 3, we're doing 15 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So this little bit will be the muzzle of the cat. And next in round 4, we're doing 15 slip stitches. So slip stitches are often difficult to crochet in, so try to be cognizant of that and crochet a little bit looser than you would the normal crochets, the normal stitches. So 15 slip stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. We're on round 5 now, and we're going to do 15 increases. So 1 increase, 2 increases, 3, 4 increases, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, that was round 5. Round 6, we will do 1 single crochet and an increase 9 times. So single crochet, increase, that's 1, single crochet, increase, that's 2, single crochet, increase, that's 3, single crochet, increase, 4, single crochet, increase, 5, single crochet, increase, that's 6, single crochet, increase, that's 7, single crochet, increase, that's 8, and single crochet, increase, that's 9. So hopefully there will be 12 stitches left because I have to do 12 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so round 7, we will start with 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to do 5 single crochets and an increase, a total of 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increase. That's 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, increase. That's 2. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an increase. So that was 3 sets. Now we're going to do 17 single crochets to finish off round 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. For the next 6 rounds, round 8 to round 13, we will make 42 single crochets. So 42 single crochets for a total of 6 rounds, round 8 to round 13. So this round is round 8 now, and then I will meet you back at the end of round 13. 2, 3, 4, 5, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, and 42. That's the end of round 13. We will continue with round 14. In round 14, we are going to do 5 single crochets and a decrease all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a decrease. 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 And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a decrease. Round 15, we're going to do 2 single crochets and a decrease, and then 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease, and another 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease, and another 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a decrease, and followed by ending the round in 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Okay, so before we continue, let's insert the eyes. So the seam should run along the bottom there, and the eyes will go in there. So one about here, and this is the 5th and 6th row. So 1, 2, 3, 4 was the slip stitch. This is 5. This is 6. So we want to put, it's like nearly impossible to see the stitches, but it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 stitches apart, like this. Kind of close-ish together. I'm just gonna bring this guy here. Looks about right. I always look to make sure you're happy with it before putting in the backings. Okay, so those are set in there. We're gonna continue on 2 more rounds of the head, and then we will start stuffing the head. This round 16, we're going to do 3 single crochets and a decrease all the way around. 1, 2, 3, and a decrease. 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 And 1, 2, 3, and a decrease. Round 17, we will make 1 single crochet and a decrease, and then 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and a decrease, 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and a decrease, 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and a decrease, 2 single crochets, 1, two, and a decrease. One, two, and a decrease. And finish round 17 with one single crochet. Okay, so at this point we will stuff the head. We have 2 more rounds left. With any rounded piece, I always give the suggestion of pushing the stuffing from the inside out, so then you don't get a lumpy head. I'm going to leave this here like this for now, and then I will finish off with more stuffing at the end. Okay, 2 more rounds to go. After this we have the ears left, and then we're done the cat. Well, done crocheting the cat. Okay, so we have 18, round 18, we're doing a single crochet and a decrease all the way around. So single crochet, decrease, 1 single crochet, and a decrease, 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 and single crochet and a decrease. Last round, it will be just 6 decreases. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that is the end of the head. You can go ahead and finish off with that. It's a little loose, so I will stuff it slightly more. We can pull out the scrap piece of yarn now. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this for now because I like to sew the ears on and then like, weave it out and then stuff the tail there before closing it. So I will leave that for now. We'll do, so it's we're getting very close. We'll do the ears next. And it's a pretty straightforward pattern. Chain 2. And fumbling. Oops. Okay. 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then all the way around we're doing 1 single crochet and an increase. 1 increase. 1 increase. 1 and an increase. So 3 times. Repeat 3 times. And then we're going to do 2 single crochets and an increase. Do that 3 times. One, 2, increase. 1, 2, increase. 1, 2, and an increase. The ears are essentially a little cone, so it's very straightforward. Did it get darker? Okay. We just did 1, 2, 3 rounds. We're on the 4th round, where we're going to repeat 3 single crochets and an increase. 1, 2, 3, and an increase. 1, 2, 3, and an increase. 1, 2, 3, and an increase. And the last round of the ears, round 5, will be 4 single crochets and an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, and an increase. Finally, 1, 2, 3, and an increase. And you can finish this with a slip stitch. The ears, okay, so we don't need the stitch marker anymore. Leave about 10 inches to sew onto the head. So make 2 of these. There we go. 2 of these. and then sew them. So you want to sew them like kind of bend it and sew it at the corners of the ears. The cat at this point kind of looks like a little piggy because it's got no details on the face, so I know it's kind of funny looking, but we will get there. So make 2 ears, sew the ears onto the head, and then sew the head onto the body, and I will be back with more. And then, sorry, once we do that, we will go on to shading the face to bring the color to the face. Okay, so I've sewn on the ears. They look like this. I still have to finish up the back and close it up. So next we're going to sew the head onto the body. Ready? So I just sewed on the head, and where's the what I just wanted to show you that make sure when you're sewing with this type of yarn not to pull too hard, otherwise it will break. And there's nothing worse than a yarn that breaks right at the head, and then you risk the head falling off. You don't want that. So I'm just gonna thread it through a few times. Just so that it's securely on. And then I sewed up the opening of the head, and I'm going to work this tail gently up here, like so. And use the 2 ends to tie a knot just so it's extra secure. I always leave 2 ends like this to tie up, and then you know that nothing's going to ever unravel. And then you can hide this. And cut that off. All right, so here is little Benjamin the piggy. So I was just thinking to myself that, you know, this is a great pattern if you also like pigs, because you could do 2 shades of pink maybe, and then like sew on a little pig snout. But trust the process because it will look like a cat once we're done. Now I'm just grabbing a makeup brush and an eyeshadow palette. I'll link the palette that I used in the description box, but really you can use whatever eyeshadow you have, or pigmented powder, or whatever you have available at home. And if this is your first time doing this, I would suggest starting with the ears, maybe the back of the head, instead of starting right at the face. So I'm gonna, ooh, that's dark. Okay, this is a nice color. So basically just so color it in as you will, because it's makeup that you're applying on the yarn, it's not permanent. So I suggest using a fixative You can find fixatives at art stores like Michael's, or in the States you have Joann's and all those other stores. Oh no, wait, I think Joann's closed or something. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the American stores, but see, so there. Just compare this with my other guy. So I lightly did this one, the first one, and I'm going to go in with this color here very lightly because this powder seems to be very pigmented. Which is great. So I'm going to skip through this. You can apply the powder on as you will, whatever color pattern that you'd like. If you want it identical or close to the look of Taylor's cat, or if you have your own cats. I'm sure lots of Swifties have cats. Well, I guess I'm almost done. Okay, I'm going to leave it like that for now. Fine tune it later. Next, I'm going to show you how I put the detail around the eyes for the blue eye color. So you'll want to gently clean the eyeshadow off the eyes. Okay, get a decent length of the blue embroidery thread, or whatever color you like your cat eyes to be. I'm going to get it as close to the safety eyes as possible, because if not, it looks a little wonky. So leave a little bit of a tail to sew up. And then we're going to go in here and then go to the other eye. And then go to this side. And come back out where we went in from. So just work that in there. Same with this eye. Pull it tight, but not too tight, so that it shows. Make sure it doesn't disappear into there. There we go. Okay, that looks about good. So we're going to do the nose. So this will be the bottom of the nose, of the little triangle. And we want to do a little V shape. So somewhere here, and then go out the other side of the V. Again, don't pull too hard or your thread will disappear into the fluff. And basically keep going around in this sort of in from the bottom, out from the top of the triangle to get the nose shape. Okay, I think that looks about good. Then come back out this far side and essentially go under, go under all the threads that you went along the top of the nose, and this gives kind of a clean shape to the nose. And if it still has some fluff here, you can go back and fill that in. Just work it until it looks like a triangular nose. Cover the fluff. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to go into this middle magic circle and come out. So kind of like a upside down Y now we're making. So again, don't go too deep. And then, so we're doing an upside down Y like this. So go kind of here and come back up here through the center. And before you pull it taut, go under this loop to bring this piece up to finish off the Y. Go back into the center and come out where we first entered the initial entry point. There we go. Okay, perfect. Tie a knot and sew in the ends. Okay, so essentially you want to finish shading in. So I went in and did the eyeshadow around the eyes first because you don't want to apply the pigment onto the blue embroidery thread. You just want to do the white. But you can continue on and perfect the color. I didn't do this ear yet, so, and the back of the head, back of the body, and then I use a fixative, like a spray-on fixative, just to hold the color onto the fibers, and I will also link that in the description box below. There is a simplified version and with just double crochet, and then the more advanced version, which has the cables, the 2 stitch cables and the diamond cables. So if you're a little bit concerned that you aren't able to do the cables, don't fret, because I have received a lot of comments from beginner crocheters who followed my tutorial and actually made some very cute cardigans with the cables. So give it a shot. If not, you can always frog it and do the simplified version, which is still very cute. So I've gone ahead and chained 39. This is worsted weight yarn, and the color is, I'm going to call it Aran. It's like an off-white, A-R-A-N, that's the color. And this is a dark gray. So I'm just going to call it like a cream, off-white color. The hook size I'm using for the cardigan is a 3.5 millimeter hook. And after doing the chain 39, I've gone and done 38 single crochets. So after you chain 39 in the second chain from the hook, go back and make 38 single crochets. And now we're going to do row 2. So this cardigan, you crochet in rows, and I've gone ahead and switched colors to the gray. We're going to turn our work, and you'll want to, I'm going to carry this tail, and I'm going to carry the off-white behind, because we only have one row of the dark gray. So we're going to go ahead and do 38 single crochets in the dark gray. And just like the cat with the cardigan, I am doing yarn over yarn over. The brand of yarn I'm using for the cardigan, it's Bernat, but you can use Loops and Threads Impeccable, or a popular one is Big Twist. I've never used it, but I hear it's a very popular one. Another good idea, just to make sure the cardigan fits, is to wrap it around your cat, because everyone has different tensions and different varying weights of the worsted weight, because every brand, sometimes even every skein has a different weight. So I'm going to finish this row, and then I'll meet you back at the end, and we will wrap it around the cat just to make sure we're good on the size. Just a few stitches of this second row. And before you finish the last stitch here, change colors. So you can finish off the gray, we won't need that anymore. And then let's stretch it out And just for sizing purposes, this is how, ooh, it's twisted. This is how the sizing looks around my cat. But, you know, it depends on how much you stuff your cat, but something like, you know, if it's not too big, if it's not like way too small, you'll be good. It doesn't have to be exact. In the third row, we're going to do a chain 2. And now we will, from here on out, we will be doing double crochets. So 38 double crochets all the way across. And I will meet you at the end of row 3. So we're just finishing the last few double crochets of row 3. I should just quickly mention that as most of you are probably thinking, you can make all the different eras, like all the different cardigans with this pattern, so that your cat can be decked out in different cardigans. Just adjust. So if it's the lover cardigan, instead of the gray you have pink. If you speak now, then just all purple, etc. Okay, so up until now it's been just 2 rows of single crochet and a row of double crochet. We're going to chain 2, and we're making, so if you're doing the simplified version, do another row of double crochet, but for everyone else who's going to attempt and do the cables, we will make 3 double crochets. If you're familiar with my pattern that I did for the Labubu mini cardigans, it's very similar, so you shouldn't have any trouble following along. It's the pattern is slightly different. I've adjusted it so that it will fit the cat plushie. But if this is your first time doing cables with me, I will try to do this slowly so you can follow along. So we've done 3 double crochets. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to do what is called a double crochet and front post double crochet together in one stitch. So essentially we're going to insert our hook into the next stitch. So there's 2 stitches for this braid, 2 stitch braid. So essentially it will crisscross across these the next 2 stitches. So we're going to do part of a double crochet. So there's 3 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Then we're going to yarn over and then insert the hook through the next post. So this is the second stitch. Pull through, and now you have 4 loops. Pull through 2 loops and yarn over and pull through 3 loops. So this was 1 stitch that we just made because it was a double crochet and front post double crochet together. Now we're going to do go back to this first post and do a front post double crochet and double crochet together. So it's going to be like the first stitch but in reverse. So we yarn over and insert the hook into this front post. So we're going backwards one stitch. Insert yarn over. So there's 3 loops. You yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, and if you look at the back here, this is the stitch you will go into. Remember I said we're doing a crisscross, so pull through 2 loops, and then there's 3 loops on the hook. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Try to pull through all 3 loops. Okay, so see there's this stitch across, and then underneath there's a stitch across, and because we did the together stitches, there's double crochets in the back as well. If you had trouble doing this, don't worry, we're going to do a few more on this row. Next we're going to do 8 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we're gonna do another 2-stitch braid. So this was 3 double crochets, then 2-stitch braid, 8 double crochets. Now we're going to do another 2-stitch braid into the next 2 stitches. So again, we're going to do a double crochet into this stitch, a front post double crochet into this stitch together. So we're doing this stitch and this stitch together. Then we're going to go back to this front post and stitch this front post and this second stitch together. Okay, so yarn over to part of a double crochet, so pull through 2 loops, and you'll have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, going into the next stitch of the front post, yarn over and pull through 2 loops and pull through 3 loops. So this just crossed over to the second stitch. Now we're going to go back to this first stitch, yarn over and going into the front post and doing part of a front post double crochet. So you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and going into the back of that second stitch. This is the double crochet, and with 3 loops you pull through all 3 loops, and that's the end of the together stitch. Now we're going to do 2 double crochets. So 1 double crochet and 2 double crochets. So now we are going to do the beginning V of the diamond. So this cardigan consists of a 2-stitch braid, a 2-stitch braid, a diamond in the middle for the back, another 2-stitch braid, and another 2-stitch braid. Just as a introduction, but you will see very soon. What we're doing is the same as these cables now for the diamond. We're doing the same as this, except for the diamond we do double crochets and treble crochets. So treble is when you wrap it around twice. So first we will do a double crochet. So insert it into the top stitch like you do regularly. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Then we're going to do a treble. This is American US treble. Wrap it around twice, wrap the yarn around your hook twice, and we're going to go into the front post of the next stitch and yarn over, pull through that, and we're going, because it's a treble, so we're going to pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and to finish the together stitch we're going to yarn over and pull through 3 loops. So this V is a longer V because it's a together stitch. Now with the braid we would have gone back and then forth to do the crisscross, but we're not crisscrossing right now. We're going to move on to do the V for the diamond. So we're gonna go yarn over and do a regular double crochet into that second stitch of the diamond, and then we're doing another double crochet, so that's 2 double crochets inside the V of the diamond. And then now, so earlier we did the front post of this stitch, there's still the front post of this stitch. We're going to do a treble, wrap your hook around twice, go to this front post right next to the first front post that we crocheted around, right next to it, and do part of a treble. So yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and if you were to complete a treble you'd yarn over and finish the stitch, but we're going to yarn over and do a double crochet into the next stitch in the back, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, so that's part of a treble and part of a double crochet, and to complete the double you're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So now we have this V shape at the bottom of the diamond. We're going to continue and do 2 double crochets, and then another 2 stitch braid in the next 2 stitches. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, do part of a double crochet, so it's a double crochet front post now, double crochet front post into that second stitch, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 3 loops. Then we're going to yarn over and go through the previous front post, so the stitch will cross over, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, and then go into the next stitch at the back to complete the together stitch, forming the braid. Now we're doing 8 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then another 2 stitch braid, so part of a double crochet, front post double crochet, and pull through 2 loops to complete the together stitch, and then go back to the previous front post, do part of a front post crochet, and then complete the together stitch to make the cable, and then end of row 4 we're doing 3 double crochets, like that. So this was the first row of the cables. We will work the cables on the front side, the right side. So this is the correct right side, and this is the wrong side, which is the inside of the cardigan. When we're working on the right side, the correct side, the outside of the cardigan, these cables will crisscross. When we're working on the back side, we're going to do back post double crochets, and the back posts will be going, so these crisscross, right? In the back, they're only going to go straight. So the back post will go around this post and go up. And then it's going to go around this back. So there's another post here, remember, because it crisscrossed. So there's 2 posts in each braid. Here's one post, the front one, and then the back one is right here, the one that's crossed in the back. I'm just mentioning that because when we turn our work, we're going to be working into those posts for back post crochet. Chain 2, and then if you are doing the simplified version, very simple, another row of double crochets, 38 double crochets. But we are going to go on and do 3 double crochets and then the cable stitches. So 1, 2, 3. Now we will do double crochet back post double crochet together stitches. But instead of crisscrossing, we're just doing the first stitch and the first post, versus before we did the first stitch and the second post. So we're doing the first stitch, so have a part of a double crochet, and then yarn over and do the first post. So the upper post of the back post, the outer back post, if you will, and pull through 2 loops and pull through 3 loops to complete that together stitch. Now we're doing the back post of the second post, and it might be hard to see or find, but when we crisscross, that post is underneath the first post. So basically, if you poke around, you'll be able to find the back post there. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So this is half of a back post crochet. We're going to yarn over and then insert our hook into the second stitch at the back there to complete the together stitch. So I'm going to turn it back just to go over that one more time. In the previous row, we crisscrossed, so there's 1 post on the outside, on the top, and then 1 post on the bottom that crosses. In this row that we're working on right now, those posts are going up and down. They're not crossing each other. So when we're working the back, the posts do not cross. This is how we get the illusion of the braid. Okay, we're going to go on and do 8 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Either I or maybe someone who's done it before, they can comment and give you some tips. But I am trying to go as slow as possible. If you find that my slow is still too fast, by all means, adjust the YouTube video speed to watch it in slower motion. So this is the same 2-stitch cable where we're doing the 2-stitch cables has 2 stitches. So this is the first stitch, the second stitch, the first post, the second post. So we're doing the first stitch, part of a double, yarn over, and then the first back post, which is the one on the top of the crisscross, and then together. Now we're doing the second back post, which is underneath part of that back post double crochet, and then together with the second stitch at the back. And that is our second braid. Now for the diamond, we're doing 1 double crochet. Oops. 1 double crochet. And we want this diamond to go diagonal. So we're doing we're doing half. We're gonna do part of a double crochet. So we did it halfway. To complete a double, we would just yarn over and pull through the 2 loops. Instead, we're gonna do a treble. So yarn over twice, and then we're going to go around the back post here, pull through that back post, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and to complete this together stitch, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So see how that's diagonal now? Now we're doing 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is the center part of the diamond. Now we're gonna do a treble back post. So yarn over twice, go around that back post, pull through 2 loops, pull through 2 loops, and before we finish that treble, we're going to do a double crochet together into this next stitch at the back here. So a double, pull through 2 loops, and to finish off the treble to finish off the together stitch, we'll pull through all 3 loops. And then 1 double crochet, and then we're at the next 2-stitch braid. So we're gonna do the first 2 stitches together, and then the back post and the double crochet together. And then we're going to do 8 double crochets. If you're new to my channel and this is the first time you're following one of my tutorials, I would, if you like the tutorial, hopefully you do, I would love a subscribe, a like to the video, because it actually takes a lot of time to film these and edit them. And I want to keep doing it, so I would love any support you can give me by liking and commenting and following. is subscribing to my channel. If you're not much of a video person and you want to read a pattern, my pattern is on my Ravelry shop, link in the description box, and as well as my official store that I've just launched, which is MadeByCana.com. Yay! Okay, more on that later, but for now let's finish off this 2-stitch cable. Two-stitch cable, just as we've been doing it along this row, and then 3 single crochets. I would say we're like halfway done the cardigan. 1/3 done. Let's say 1/3. It's getting there. So we're gonna chain 2. We're working back on the outside of the cardigan now, and we will continue on with these cables. If you are doing the simplified version, again 38 double crochets across. So now we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And then the 2-stitch braid, two-stitch braid, and 8 double crochets here. So while I'm doing this, yes, I am very excited that I launched my official shop. If you have a chance to visit, I appreciate any time that you take out of your busy day to check out my shop. It's MadeByCana.com. I've got Swiftie stuff. I will add my K-pop stuff and everything I've ever made before that I put on sale. I have a lot of patterns coming. It's very exciting for me. So this is the first time I'm announcing the shop. So okay, next is the 2-stitch cable. Two-stitch cable. Okay, and then in this part of the diamond, it's a little bit different. It's going to be well, let's just do the double crochet first. So 1 double crochet. Now we're gonna do a double crochet stitch here and a front post double crochet. In the previous rows we've done treble for the diamond, but in this only one case we're doing a double crochet with a double front post crochet together. So here's part of a double, yarn over just once because we're doing just the double, front post double, yarn over twice, sorry, yarn over that one time, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. In the middle of the diamond we have another 4 stitches, 4 double crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're gonna do a front post double halfway and together with the back of the stitch behind, a double together. So this kind of defines this diamond more. A double crochet. Next is the 2-stitch braid. 2 stitch braid, and then 8 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So then the 2 stitch braid or 2 stitch cable, and finish off this row with 3 double crochets. Okay, we're gonna split this up into 3 panels now. This will be the left panel here, the center panel here, and the right panel here. We're gonna leave a gap here for the armholes, and we're gonna leave six stitches on both sides for the armhole. So we're going to work on this left panel first because that's where we ended off, and we're going to crochet back and forth, turning at the end of each row now, only for this section. So we'll chain 2, and we're going to do a 3 double crochet decrease together. So 3 double crochets together. So 1, 2, 3. So we're decreasing 3 stitches together, and then we're doing the 2 stitch cable from the back side. So 1 and 2, and then 1 the back. There we go. And then 1 double crochet. Turn. So this was the 3 stitches together in one. So you should have 4 stitches right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to decrease the cable now. So the cables, the braid has two front posts, right? We're going to chain 2, make 1 double crochet, and we're going to decrease this 2 stitch cable into 1 stitch. So it's going to there's 3 steps involved. So there's 1 stitch here, the 2nd stitch here for the 2 stitch cable. We're going to, and then the 2 posts in the front. So we're going to go into this first stitch, do part of a double crochet, yarn over. We're going to go around both posts. Usually we just do 1 post. We're going to go around both posts in the front, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. So now we have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, and then go into that 2nd stitch at the back there. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. So this time, because we're doing 3 stitches together, there's 4 loops on the hook. Pull through all 4 loops. So now we've brought this to a taper for that cable stitch, the braid, and then finish off this with 1 double crochet. And this is the end of this left panel here. We're going to finish off, cut the yarn there, and then turn the work. And we're going to count we're going to skip 6 stitches and then work into the 7th stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to work into the 7th stitch. So insert the hook and do a little slip stitch around there. I like to crochet around my tail so I don't have to sew it later. We're going to do chain 2 and then 1 double crochet. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you're doing the simplified version here, sorry, you would have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochets, and then the decrease I'll put it in the notes. I'll just put it in the notes. Okay. Right now, we're doing the cable stitch, but if you're doing the simplified version, you're going to work 14 stitches, 14 double crochets along the back if you're doing the simplified version. Okay, we're going to do this back side of the 2-stitch braid cable, just as we've been doing all along. So in the center panel here, there's no decreases. We just did 1 double crochet and the 2-stitch braid. Next, we're doing 2 double crochets. 1, 2, and then we're going to do a back post treble and a double crochet together. So yarn over twice, insert the hook through that back post, yarn over, oopsies, okay, do that again. Yarn over twice, insert the hook in the back post, yarn over, and we'll pull through the loop, two loops, and then pull through 2 loops. We have 2 loops on the yarn, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, and then go into the next stitch at the back here and do a double crochet, together stitch, pull through 3 loops. Now we're going to do 2 regular double crochets. 1, 2, and then we're going to do a double crochet and back post treble crochet together. So part of a double, yarn over it twice, insert the hook into that back post, and then pull through 2 loops, pull through 2 loops, and pull through 3 loops. Then we're going to do 2 double crochets, 1, 2, and the back side of the 2-stitch braid. Oopsie daisies. And finish off this section with 1 double crochet. So let me just count this to make sure we've got 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yes. So for the people who are doing a simplified version, we're doing another 14 double crochets across. And for the cable people, we're doing 1 double crochet, and then the 2-stitch braid, and then 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do a front post treble and a double crochet together. So yarn over twice, go through this front post, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, with 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, and then do a double, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and to complete the together, yarn over and pull through 3 loops. I'm going to do a double crochet and treble front post crochet together. So that officially closes up the diamond here. Then we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and then the 2 stitch braid, and finish off the center panel with 1 double crochet. So if you've mastered the braid and you don't like the diamond, you can always skip the diamond and just do the braids. You can do a variety of different versions. Oh, I forgot to crochet over my tail. Darn. Okay, next we're going to do chain 2. And on this side we have 3 stitches. So we're going to slip stitch into this, the closest stitch on this panel, slip stitch, chain 2. And then we're going to work like this. So orient your work so that the cables are facing up. And we're going to work, what is this, clockwise. Yeah, clockwise around the armhole now. So we're going to do 2 double crochets into this chain, the 2 chains we made. So 1 double crochet, and then 2 double crochets, and then along, so just for the ease of describing where we are, this is the top of the armhole, this is the side of the armhole, this is the bottom of the armhole, and the other side of the armhole. I guess maybe I should do it this way. Top, side, bottom, side. So we just finished 2 double crochets on the top of the armhole. Now we're going to crochet along the side of the armhole. And we're going to make 3 double crochets here. 1, 2, 3, and it's a personal choice, but I like to do a little, so there's one more stitch I will do here, which will be a half double crochet, but if you do a stitch here and then you go into the bottom, there's going to be a little bit of a gap, and I don't like the gap, so you can just do 1 half double crochet and then the next stitch. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a half double crochet here, and then there's this like little gap here in the corner. I'm going to do a decrease. This is not a real stitch. This is just the corner of the armhole. I'm going to do a half double crochet decrease between this spot here and the hole here. So it's a half double crochet decrease. Half double crochet decrease. do a decrease because I don't want to introduce a new stitch there when I'm doing that hole. So now we're at the bottom of the armhole and we're making 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and where did it go? 5 and 6. So just symmetrically speaking, we're doing the opposite now. I'm going to do a half double crochet decrease into this corner hole and then up on the side of the armhole. Pull through all of those loops and then finish off the armhole with 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to slip stitch to the first double crochet here. And chain 2. Next we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the half double crochet, and then 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Half double crochet into the next stitch, and then 3 double crochets. 1 double, 2 double crochets, and 3 double crochets. And slip stitch to that first stitch. We're going to repeat that row one more time. Chain 2 and then 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, followed by a half double crochet and then 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, half double crochet, and then finish off with 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, slip stitch to the first stitch. We're going to change colors to the gray for the trim, and this round will be very simple, just single crochet all the way around. Single crochet all the way around. And then slip stitch to the first stitch. and change colors. You can finish off the gray and crochet around that tail. And then another round of single crochets all the way around. The last few stitches of this round, slip stitch to the first stitch and finish off. So this is the left sleeve done. Next we're going to finish off the right panel so that we can finish the sleeve. So likewise, similar to the other sleeve, we're going to skip 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go into that 7th stitch and do a little slip stitch, join, chain 2, double crochet, double crochet, and then a 2-stitch cable, and then a 3 double crochet together decrease. 1, 2, and 3. So for the simplified version, that's 1, 2, 3 double crochets, and then a 3 double crochet decrease. So you'll end up with a total of 4 stitches. And then if you're doing the simplified version, you're going to do one double crochet, a decrease, and 1 double crochet. For the cables, we're going to chain 2, do 1 double crochet, and then a decrease with the cable. So part of a double, go around both front posts, and then another double and pull through 4 loops, finishing off with a double crochet into that last stitch. So now we have 3 stitches there. Chain 2 and slip stitch to this last stitch on the center panel and chain 2. And then we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. So we just chain 2 and we're going to do 2 double crochets into the top of the armhole, and then similarly 3 double crochets, a half double crochet decrease into this corner, 6 single crochets, half double crochet decrease in the corner, and 3 double crochets to the top. And then you're going to repeat the half double crochets and the double crochets just like we did the other sleeve. So this is the half double crochet decrease, and 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, half double crochet decrease, and 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and a slip stitch join, chain 2. Okay, so we finished off the second sleeve, and what we'll do next is join the gray yarn along this edge and single crochet all around to the other side. So you just keep going. You just keep going up this side, around the collar, and down. And then likewise, once you're done the gray, you do it with the off-white all the way around. And then you will have a cute little cardigan like this. And here's the back, the triangle, the diamond at the back, and like this. And that's it. We're all done. Here's our 2 little kitties, different shades. Mwah, mwah. Thank you so much for crocheting along with me. I hope you enjoyed the pattern. Thank you again so much for crocheting along with me. I hope you enjoyed the pattern. If you did, I would love to see your work on social media. Tag me on Facebook, tag me on Instagram, TikTok. My accounts are all MadeByCana, just like my YouTube channel. All right, thank you again, and I will see you soon. Bye.